The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audience.
It's showtime.
It is showtime, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I am by myself, unfortunately. It's the host of TV's One I've been seeing here for Circle the Bit, of course. De Niro, of course, had a person matters to take care of. And, of course, the director himself, he's getting ready for this Sunday as he's performing to you guys live this Sunday at the Whiskey. So he's getting ready for that. And so he is hell of a busy today. So it's only here by myself, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be a short episode, but it's okay. I'll be debating here by myself, digressing with you guys. And I appreciate everybody for watching and listening, for tuning in today. Now, before we begin, I want to go ahead and start off with all of you guys. Don't forget, get your Manscaped merchandise, anything you need from Manscaped.com. Make sure you put the promo DeLorean for 20% off of all your merchandise from Manscaped.com. Make sure for a Valentine's Day is coming up, ladies. So make sure you want to get your Vato, your Sancho, your Sanchez, your baby daddies, whoever, want to give them a nice, great gift from Manscaped.com. Go to Manscaped.com. Once again, put on the promo code DeLorean, capitalize, for 20% off of those merchandise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before, want to get on a serious mode, of course, the moment. Of course, I've ever heard, of course, the news that occurred the last, 24 hours, 48 hours that everything just happened. It's just been, devastating to the whole wrestling community, to the whole wrestling world, and the world itself, of course. It's a devastating tragedy, losing not only a wonderful and amazing human being, a fantastic father, Jay Briscoe, Jamin Puig, and once again wanted to give, of course, condolences to the Puig family, his brother Mark. I know it's a tough time, but our prayers are for the family, and hopefully, hearing the daughters, one of them, oldest daughter getting out of surgery, hopefully everything will be fine. I'm really happy to hear that the wrestling community came together. What is good, my tribal chief? That is right, my tribal chief here. Make sure you subscribe to LINKTREE Wrestling Podcast. What is going on? Yes, it's devastating. It really hurts. It really hits the fact that just losing someone, with a career that has, it's I'm out of words, honestly. It's still kind of really hurt. It hurts because this was unexpected, of course. Life does, of course, happens. It's an unfortunate. But I really want to give a shout out to all the, the wrestling community out there, and everybody out there who actually donated to the GoFundMe. Shout out to Chris Jericho. Shout out to the Young Bucks. Shout out to the Canellas. Everybody out there donating to the GoFundMe. They've raised over $50,000, and I'm really happy for that. And like I said, man, our love and support are there for the Puig family, for his wife, for Mark, and we're praying the speedy recovery for his two beautiful daughters. And it's tough. And the unfortunate part, of course, the tribute couldn't be aired because, of course, differences from Warner Brothers Discovery Media. Of course, they did not want it to have that, unfortunately. And because, of course, the previous tweet that, God rest his soul, Jay Briscoe put out a while back, but it is unfortunate. It is what it is. What I mean by that is more. There's something we could do when it comes to that. I wish I could comment more into it, more detail, but I just. There's no reason to digressing on that when it comes to Warner Brothers Discovery. that's just something we could say about it, But other than that, it's just tough. But at least hopefully we get to see it on honorclub.com, and you'll see it on the YouTube channel soon. Obviously after the show, they did a show live. And so I believe that actually will be airing soon. So I'm looking forward of seeing how, everybody, honors Jay Briscoe. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, it really, really hurts on that. But like I said, all we can say here as fans, ladies and gentlemen that are listening and are watching, us as fans and as human beings, the one thing I would, highly do is show the love and support to the family. Let them know that we thank, of course, the late Jay Briscoe for giving us the memories, the good times, the greatest times, in and out of the ring. Into the ring, the performances he has left against, FTR, from him winning the Ring of Honor World title against Kevin Steen back in 2014, 15, I believe so. Prior to that, 2004, I think. And the memories that he's left as singles competitors, and tag team with his brother. We, of course, right now, we shouldn't question what's the future for Mark. That's something that is private, is personal and private, and we should respect that and keep the privacy between, the family within themselves. But just us as fans, letting them know that we're, giving them love and support that they need from us fans, and let them know that Briscoe was not only an inspiration to us, but an admiration as well, and a hero to fans across around the world. Let them know that he honor his legacy, and I think that's the best thing that we could do, and honoring that for Jay Briscoe, and rest in peace, my brother. All right, let's move on now, ladies and gentlemen. Don't want to get teary-eyed here, so I just want to go ahead and move on with this. All right, it's time, ladies and gentlemen, of course. It's time. You know what time it is, baby. It is.
It's time! It's time! It's Vader time! Dynamite!
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time to recap some Dynamite that happened, of course, 24 hours ago. I will say, was this a great show? Maybe, not really. Somewhat. A lot of questions that I have in this show. I can tell you that right now. A lot of questions. It's. I mean, what can we question about Dynamite? Honestly, I mean, what is it that could be questioned? I mean, I'll get to it when we're going to obviously breaking down here what happened on Dynamite. So let me get into it now. Let's get into the action here. All right, so let's start off with the Mid-Atlantic, or whatever you want to call it, All-Atlantic Championship, of course. Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal, of course, earlier, before the show began. Of course, we found out that Jeff Jarrett and Singh and Sanjay Dutt were banned from ringside, and of course, AEW has mid-best, and that's a compliment. Yeah, I'm going to get to it because I have a lot of questions and digressions about this. I'll tell you that, my tribal chief. So, start up with the opening matchup, of course. So, what I was mentioning earlier, if they were anywhere near towards the ring or attack any referee or interfering in that matchup between Jay Lethal and Orange Cassidy, that Sanjay will be fired. So, a good thing, so I guess they bought tickets. So they got their tickets, and they were sitting at ringside. Of course, Danhausen coming, checking the tickets. So I can tell you that this opening match, honestly, was very entertaining. Besides the in-ring was, honestly, I can really say, and I know I'm going to get shit on this, but I can really say that the outside situation was kind of distraction more than in this matchup. One thing I noticed too in the crowd, I don't know if anybody noticed it, that the crowd wasn't much livid in this opening matchup. Maybe it was a little bit. I mean, for me, I wasn't feeling it too much, but I did like, of course, the matchup between Lethal and Orange. They did a great performance, but however, the situation on this was that, of course, the outside distraction was the one that was the entertainment part. Having, of course, best friends sitting right next to Jared and everybody else. right beside them with their popcorn and beer, and then had that housing, of course. It caused a lot of distraction to this opening matchup, in my opinion. Was it, oh my God, a banger? Not really. Of course, Orange retained with the orange punch, which now I kind of question it now. So is that now his finisher? I mean, I know that we've been noticing he's been using that as more of his finisher than, of course, the orange crush that he normally uses. Hey, that's it, that AEW star acknowledges the tribal chief right there. Come on, you got to give it to, they acknowledge you, my tribal chief. They do. And just for that, I will play it for you.
Acknowledge me.
They acknowledge you, all right, because, of course, if they're using that as a finisher, that tells you something, right? That really, really tells you something. All right, and let's go ahead, and I want to jump on right next to the second matchup, of course, as we had the Young Bucks versus Top Flight. This matchup was great. It was actually awesome to see. Shout out to the Young Bucks for giving, of course, trying to, using the Doomsday Device of the Briscoe style. Great tribute that the Bucks did, and, loved it. I enjoyed this match. Was very enjoyable. I really enjoyed just the chemistry these four individuals do have within each other. Of course, we already know that this is, Top Flight picking up the win. I know a lot of people were really not happy with the fact that how the roll-up decided to win. And, seeing Nick Jackson or, seeing Matt Jackson was like, was that three? Was that three? Like, yes, it was three. So this was three, of course. Of course, this leads on to coming up of what's going to happen, of course, in maybe next week or so as we're heading into Revolution, because we're not that far away, of course, from Revolution. Of course, this might be for the Trios Championship, because remember that AR Fox and Top Flight won that Battle Royale for the one contendership for the Trios title. So now they have a shot versus the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. So we're going to we'll see that pretty soon happening, which is, I feel, why the upset occurred, which for me wasn't bad. I mean, hopefully they'll happen sooner the better, because as we've been digressing, we need the House of Black to get involved in this. And hopefully this can happen, before Revolution, so they can set up their feud for Revolution, or unless they're going to wait for this, this Trios Championship matchup to happen at Revolution with AR Fox and Top Flight in the card. Who knows? If that is the case, I still would not be mad about it. However, though, if that does happen, we need the House of Black to get involved now, because it's becoming too stale for the House of Black. You're using them on Dark. You're not really using them much on television as of late right now. So you got to do something. There has to be something done. They took a break off for personal reasons, and you're not using them at your advantage right now to have them feud against the Elite with this trio spell. It should begin already. And I'm hoping it happens either before or at Revolution. But, of course, this got to be a great long story booking. It has to be. And I hope it does happen. And if what I mean by that, if they could have them individual matches, of course, you can have, or tag matches. You can have, Brody King and Buddy Murphy versus the Bucks. You can have Omega versus Malachi one-on-one. Who wouldn't want to see that? I mean, I would love to see that. Yes, the DOM, of course, Psycho himself. Divas One is all you need on the show. I appreciate you very much, man. I appreciate you. But I'm hoping we'll see down the line what will happen in the next couple of weeks, how they book this upcoming feud with AR Fox and Top Flight versus the Elite. And we'll see. I'm looking forward, but like I said, I'm hoping we see House of Black. Tony Khan, come on. You got to make something happen here, buddy. You have to. All right. Let's go ahead and move on with Ricky Starks versus Jake Hager, of course. This matchup, again, with a lot of distractions outside the ring. Seeing Jericho, of course, in commentary, of course. But this matchup was pretty solid. I was a little bit feared for Ricky Starks when Hager threw him into the turnbuckle, when he bended his leg right there, when he went in between. And it looked like he kind of tweaked it. That was a scary moment there. But I'm glad he was okay and nothing really bad happened. So, another upset for Starks, and a great upset. And I know a lot of people in the IWC community are like, "What? Why is this happening? Why are we getting? Why can this be over with?" I mean, one thing I do like the fact that we're having Ricky being on television. That's number one thing that I'm really happy for. I've been digressing for him to be on television for I don't know how long I've been digressing on that. And I'm glad that he's getting that TV time that he deserves. And he well deserves that. And of course, eventually we're going to see down the line, action on Andrade and Ricky Starks, as I mentioned already on Rampage, I guess for Rampage, Jericho and Garcia. I guess it was going to be the gods, but now it's Garcia and Jericho's Garcia Co. Yeah, Jericho, you're kind of shocking me with that. I don't know. Really?
What's up with that?
I don't know about that name. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know about the Garcia Co. I just can't tell you. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. But we'll see what happens down on Rampage, and looking forward to seeing Rampage. But we'll see. We'll see what happens on that. All right. Let's move on into the man. Can I tell you? Okay, I can tell you that this match right here, ladies and gentlemen, this match right here.
Banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
That was a hell of a banger match. Man, such a fantastic matchup. Bryan Danielson versus Bandito. I was stoked. I was in it. Oh, my God. Oh, I like a Jerry Saya, myself. I guess so. Jerry Saya. This match right here was a banger of a matchup. It's great to see, one thing, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, you're getting this match for free. This is not a paper. This is a pay-per-view high caliber matchup between Bandito and Bryan Danielson, and you're getting it for free. This match was amazing. I enjoyed it. It was incredible, top to bottom. I like the chemistry, the in-ring psychology that these two individuals has. And I know a lot of people were more on Bandito's side, but remember, California, of course, Fresno, California, which I might get shitted on this, but highly disappointed, Fresno. There wasn't, the seats weren't that much packed. There was a lot of footage that I saw on social media that it was not that packed. I mean, I was expecting more of you, Fresno. Come on, man. How here in Cali, we gotta love our professional wrestling. Of course, LA, we proved it, baby. We were there live. I mean, yeah, I mean, did not expect that from you, Fresno. Come on. We got to do better than that. We got to do something better than that. We got to turn it around. But yes, seeing Bandito, the crowd was right behind them. And of course, a couple of times when you saw us see the kicks that Bryan was giving to Bandito, instead of yes, you saw C. No, I'm not a Belter Patron, okay? Not a Belter Patron. But yes, this match was great. Really enjoyed it top to bottom. Great chemistry. And of course, Bryan was just that win. I think I guess it was a Blue Panther roll up. I think it was. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if it was. I have to go back and look at recent the upset. But this match was insane. The one scary moment I would say was when Bandito had Bryan on top, and obviously doing the moonsault with him carrying him. It was kind of scary because it looked like Bryan almost landed on his arm as he was coming down. So that was a close one. So this is what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, when I said it a while back when this whole thing started about, hey, we should do this till the 8th of February. This is what I'm talking about. That this is a fear that Bryan Danielson gets fucking hurt. And that's what we don't want. And I don't want that either. So it just, I'm hoping, then of course, we got next week, we have Bryan versus Brian Cage. I'm going to say this right now. and I know that, I mean, because what happened after the Bryan Danielson and Bandito matchup, Bryan picking up the win. Of course, you saw the screen. MJF cutting his promo. Same promo. Then later on, we did see Brian Cage when he was announced for next week on Dynamite. He's going to face Bryan, of course, with the money. It's all about the money. And here comes, of course, MJF with the money. Here, ladies and gentlemen, you haven't seen this much money in your life. And the same shit. It's becoming too fucking stale. And it's
because I'm built differently. Yeah.
I'll tell you that it is not built differently. I'm saying it right now. It is not. It's the same old shit. It is. It's not built differently. I'm sorry. People that thinks that MJF's title run right now is being built differently.
Really?
I tell you that it's not. It is not built differently. I'll tell you that right now. It's the same shit every time. Okay, you're giving money to Brian Cage, letting him know, hey, I need you to break his arm, whether you win or lose. It's the same old bullshit. They need to figure it out. They need to figure out better booking for his title. Like how De Niro mentioned last week. I mean, if that's the case, then drop the belt. Make you earn it this time. It's shock. I want, just because of that, I have to agree with De Niro, because now we have to shock the world here. And what better way to shock the world than Bryan defeating MJF for that one Iron Man matchup and him defeating MJF for the world title? I wouldn't mind that, because, like I said, I know everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, MJF is hitting his peak of his course." No, he's not. It's gonna get boring. I'm saying it right now. It's already boring, as a matter of fact. But if it continues this same way with other future opponents for MJF, then there's a problem, major problem booking wise. And I would honestly tell Tony Khan, you paid him all that money for this.
That's fucking bullshit.
Exactly. You should say that to yourself, because that's bullshit. You spend all that money on MJF, right? And I know MJF, he did hear. I mean, seeing his promo after the match, he mentioned it. It's like, oh, I'm hearing everybody talking shit. Well, yes, you're gonna get it, regardless of not MJF. You're gonna get that, the fact, because your title run is stale, and you need to figure it out. You better hope that this one Iron Man matchup makes you something, and I hope it does. And after that, start booking yourself differently, because, like I mentioned, if you want to talk crap about, of course, the other product that was doing the same, guess what? You're doing the same too, buddy. You're doing the same thing. So it's like, you can't talk shit about it. So like I said, MJF needs to figure it out. Needs to figure out his booking. His title run is too stale. And I'm not intrigued. I'm not invested. I'm invested of seeing Bryan taking him to an hour of the matchup, but if invested into the story, nah, it's the same old shit. But I'm loving the matches, though. That's all I can really say about it. All right, when we're going to move on to the Willow Nightingale versus Toni Storm. Now, of course, Toni Storm and Saraya they cut a promo earlier, them, saying about these homegrown talents, and Hikaru Shida's there right next to them, and also mentioning she's a homegrown talent, and right, she should be. This is where this is where I'm lost in this, and people that are listening and watching, comment, let me know, because this is where it's all like getting mixed up. I know, seeing from a lot of people from the comments, around IWC, maybe they're trying to do the outsiders, like kind of like the WCW, type of, days, like with the outsiders, the clique versus the, with the homegrown talent guys. I mean, that could be the case, but it's okay. You're going to tell me that, by the way, I forgot to mention that Toni Storm, of course, won the matchup. The matchup was solid. Great, for the beginning for Willow, of course, Storm as well. It was great. But the one thing that I'm digressing on this one is the fact that you have heels already. You have Jamie Hayter. You have Britt Baker, who's your main attractions right now as your heels, besides also Jade Cargill as well. That's three your main ones right now that are heels. And you have, now you're turning Saraya, Toni Storm heels. You're only going to leave us a babyface, Willow Nightingale, Ruby Soho. You're going to leave a Sky Blue. You're going to leave Kiera Hogan as a face, you could say as well. That's already 4 women. I don't know about Velvet yet. They haven't said anything about her yet. Where I'm lost of this is, and which I'm afraid of, that I will say, is you're going to turn these outsiders, quote on that, heels, and turn your homegrown talent to faces. Why would you do that? I wouldn't, personally. You're willing to risk of turning Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter as face, and Cargill, as a matter of fact, because she's homegrown, by the way, mainly her, as a face, to begin a feud with these outsiders. Is it a good idea or a bad idea? For me, it's a double-edged sword, and towards the end, I still say it's a bad idea. Because then the momentum's going to die out. It's going to die out because if you're turning on faces. For me, it doesn't make any sense to me. And because this just happened randomly out of nowhere. That you're just turning it around. I don't know where is Tony Khan going with this, or I don't know who booked this. It doesn't make any sense to me. It seems like they want to pivot to women, but the story just it's confusing. It is extremely, they're playing off the fans with what they're saying. I get that, but it still makes no fucking sense to do it. I wouldn't risk of turning my heels that are champions like Cargill or Jamie Hayter or a heel Britt Baker faces. I wouldn't take the risk of doing that. Because if you do that, mark my word that the run is not going to be the same. Okay, you're going to have a feud with them again. And guess what? That's not new challengers. That's not new stories. You're just switching. You're just flipping the book. You're switching it to, okay, now let's make you heels and then make you faces. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't to me. I get it, Bakley, and by the way, shout out to Baker, Cage My IQ. I get it. They want to, playing with the fans. It still doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would you want to, risk that of what you're having? It doesn't. Honestly, it's the same shit. You're gonna put all these women in one match again, and it doesn't make any sense to me because now there's what's gonna happen after. What are you gonna tell me what's gonna happen after? Nothing. Back to normal. We need new challenges. We need 2 matches. We need better stories for these women. The feud was great. Get done. It's over. Move on. New challenges. Okay. I don't mind seeing Saraya Tony versus Ruby and Willow Nightingale. At least that's something different. But I mean, what about Britt? What about Jamie Hayter? I hope they don't get involved in this one. And they do, it's ridiculous. It's gonna be ridiculous. They need to figure something out with this. Read on the chats over here. Towards a good idea, it's homegrown talent. If you want to face them like you did with the other promotions invaded, you could, but then what's the aftermath? They're already just signed with AEW. What's going to be the aftermath of that? That's what my concern is. If you're in Hayter getting over with the crowd anyways as heels, you might. No, I wouldn't switch them as roles. Keep them as heels. Why? Why would you want to switch that? I wouldn't want to switch it at all. Don't forget to the question mark. Yeah. eventually Sheeta, Sheeta needs. I think Sheeta needs something new, and this will help her. I mean, for her to turn as a heel, to maybe instead of being a homegrown and joining the Outsiders, I'm okay with that. That's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. But having her as a heel, I would not mind Sheeta being a heel. But it does not make any sense to me for Tony Storm and for Saraya turning heel, and for Britt and Jamie to turn face. It doesn't make any sense to me. This booking right now, it doesn't. I don't know where they're going with it. Honestly, it's really mind-boggling. I get it that it does, but it'll give like a homegrown talent feud versus the Outsiders. But that should have been done since the beginning. If that was the case, that should have been done since the beginning when Saraya came along. When she came along, or that's when you could have done that from there. If Breaker could have been the one leading the charge. Hey guys, I didn't want this. We should all homegrown talents come after these Outsiders. They're trying to take our spotlights. I would have booked it that way, having it start from the beginning, because there you will make the story more interesting. Because even though the fans are still behind the heels, to the homegrown talent, but you have a story there in place. If you would have started this from the beginning, you're starting this already 2 or 3 matches later. Does it make sense to me? It doesn't to me of them turning heels. I don't know. I'll leave my heart a little bit open towards it and see where they go from here. I want to see where they go. And yeah, I mean that's the one thing I get aggressive about this story right now, which question mark story is where we're going with this. At least one thing I'm happy. At least Soho is out of the Tay Metal picture. I'm glad that's over. So you're having something fresh for Ruby. Great. I like that. At least this is something different. But in regards of them turning heels, and then it's just too many heels. I'm just digressing, ladies and gentlemen. That's up to you guys. Comment below. Let me know what what are your thoughts on this take. I don't know, where is this story going. I have no idea. I really don't know. But who they need to bring back is, of course, and this woman.
I am La Mera Mera.
They need to bring her back. What are they going to do with her when she comes back? That's going to be the one very, very interesting right there of what they do when they bring her back. So, I don't know. They need to figure something out here. They need to. I mean, yeah, I get it, basically, that you're swapping 2 faces, 2 heels, essentially. But it just doesn't... Excuse me. I don't know where. And I don't know how they're going to do this. I don't know how they're going to do this swap. I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm going to be patiently waiting and see how far they'll go with the story. I really want to see how far they're going to go with it. Until then, I'm just going to be...
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'll be. Until then, I have to wait and see. All right. Now we move on to the main event, of course, and that is for the TNT Championship. Of course, Kushida versus Darby Allin. This match, I could tell you, was
Wonderful.
It was fantastic. Great performance from Kushida, especially. Great to see him back in American Soul, American Ring. Great to see him back. Kushida was very dominant in this matchup, really dominating dominating that arm of Darby Allin. A lot of scary moments in this matchup, of course, for Darby, taking a lot of the bumps from Kushida, and Kushida, man. This is why he was a former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion for a reason. And, of course, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion as well. Kushida put a hell of a performance. I really enjoyed this. One thing I wanted to mention to everyone here, and I don't know if you guys caught it, but I paid attention to it. Can we applaud AEW for once of what they did? I like the small detail of him coming out with night. Yes, me too. Shout out to the LA Dojo New Japan, man. Oh, love it. Fantastic. They posted on their Instagram today. They had Mercedes Moné. She was there in training at the dojo today. With a lot of the students, Kushida had a seminar at the dojo. So I heard it was a fantastic seminar. Monet was there, of course. Matt Vandergrim, shout out to you. And, a lot of the SoCal Indies independent stars were at the dojo taking a seminar from Kushida. So shout out to Kushida for doing an incredible job for that seminar. But yes, one thing I want to give AEW credit, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys noticed throughout the whole show, they did for the fucking finally, I don't know, second time, third time, they did a package. They literally did a video package for Kushida and Darby Allin. I don't know if anybody caught that or noticed that. Now you got the video package. You see Kushida, clips from New Japan or New Japan Strong. Now you're saying, I'm like, what? Wait a minute. What? Oh, we're seeing this? Oh, we're seeing a package from AEW? I'm like,
You son of a bitch.
It's about fucking time. It's about time.
Hell yeah.
I know. It's about time they actually get they finally do something. They do a package. I mean, let's see here what Big got to say. Having a video package. Yes, they had a video package showcasing Kushida. They did it. I was shocked that they fucking did that. This is why they need to start doing this more often. They need to start doing these packages more often for like talent that are coming from outside the pro wrestling world. Like if you're bringing people from Noam or from DDT or from Impact, anywhere, make these type of fucking packages for them. What's so hard of asking permission? Hey, can I get permission of getting your videos so I can, make it a small package of, bringing. That's a way how you introduce your star. And the way how they introduced Kushida was great. Shout out to, of course, Gallagher for mentioning his credentials. And he did a great job on this. So I'll give it to you right now, man. I'll give it to you.
Let's fucking go.
Nah, not fucking go. But you better just make sure you keep on doing it. Because if not, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but you need to start doing more packages. You got to start watching, of course, Papa H, how he's done it in NXT back at his time, and how he still does it to this day. Because remember, you want to make...
We'll make movies.
You want to make movies, pal. Ha-ha. You want to make movies. You want to make those movies, of course. So start doing... We need to see more of these packages. If you're especially making for... people that are coming from outside of AEW, from AEW, we need to start seeing them. But yes, overall, great matchup. Really enjoyed it. Kudos to Darby for taking all those bumps, and man, he took a hell of a beating from Kushida. And I know seeing DKC and LA Knight, I've been seeing DKC Knight. They're trying to persuade Sting, throw in the towel, buddy, throw in the towel. No, it ain't gonna happen. So good thing it didn't happen. But man, great matchup. Really enjoyed it. Great main event. A lot of key things that I wanted to mention before we move on from Dynamite, which I didn't add into these segments. So of course, the Adam Hangman Page segment with, Renee Paquette. I love you, but I hate you, Jon Moxley, with, Adam Hangman Page. I don't know where they're going with that. I mean, there's a tease that he might make his amends with the Elite. Or with Dark Order, who knows? I don't know where they're going with that. Again, with the Ass Boys and, of course, with the Acclaim, it looks like we're coming back to that feud again. It looks like Billy Gunn is confused. Like, oh, I need you to grow up to be as champions. And you guys, it's just, I don't know. I'm not invested. I am not invested on that. It's not. Because you know what?
Very oozy.
Because it's not very oozy. I'll tell you that. It's not oozy. It's not. But I can tell you this Dynamite was meh. Okay. It wasn't the best. Just the main event was great. Brian and, of course, Bandito was great. Those are the only two matches. And the Bucks and the Top Flight. Those were only the three matches that I enjoyed that were really, really good. Let's see. That XWD guy's doing yes, he's doing a good job. Well, I'm hoping that XWD producer is teaching Tony Khan and everybody else there in place how to do a fucking production of video packaging. Let's see what Bailey got to say here in the chat. Adam Page teased a three match with Moxley, also teasing events. Of course, I said this last week. I think we're gonna get that. I'm not surprised. And if we do get that heading to Revolution, it could be a last man standing match. But I wonder what would they call it. It has to be. It's going to come down towards a Revolution, the final trilogy of the match between Moxley and Adam Hangman Page. We'll see, down the line of what they're going to give us coming up here on AEW. Like I said, it was a great. Also, only I give this a C. C plus, I give it. The fact is, I'll give you guys credit. The video packaging for Kushida, great job. The three matches that really intrigued me was, of course, the Bucks and Top Flight, Brian Bandito, and of course the main event here. Kudos to these gentlemen for doing an incredible job. So I'm looking forward of, seeing Rampage. Of course, I'm not gonna give the spoilers of Rampage. Of course, we already know what happens to Rampage, but I'm not gonna get into it. Of course, you guys, I'm gonna watch it myself. So I am looking forward. All right. Now let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. You know what time it is. It's time for some Raw recap. That is right. Of course, what better way not to play Monday Night Raw, right? And that is right. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. I can't even do what JR did. I can't do it. But yes, Monday Night Raw. Of course, we're on the road to the Royal Rumble. A lot of things that happened this past Raw I really enjoyed. Especially the Judgment Day and the Bloodline. I am loving this so much, man. This is fucking entertainment right here, ladies and gentlemen. This right here, you have the Bloodline, of course. Dom, man, I'm gonna Jesus, I know I might get shitted on this, but I will say right now, this was the best decision for them turning Dom as a heel and going with the Judgment Day. I am really loving this.
What?
Yes, I am loving it. I love this persona of Dom. You already know what being in a pin is, Vato, being, pumping some weights, I enjoy it. It's entertainment at its best. And you can never go wrong with Judgment Day. And I'm falling in love with the Judgment Day as much as of course them ones, baby, the Bloodline. I'm really excited to see the Raw 30th anniversary. How's that going to happen between the matchup between the Usos versus, of course, Dom and Damian Priest for those Raw Tag Team Champions. I liked it. Really enjoyed it. It was a great Raw. Really enjoyed the story between Bayley and Becky Lynch, of course. The promos that they threw at each other were like actual fucking legit promos that I never thought. One thing I am disappointed, though. The one thing I am disappointed about this crowd for Monday Night Raw, they were too fucking quiet with these women. And it's unfortunate. They were quiet for this promo, for this segment between Bayley and Becky Lynch. I was disappointed that they were not giving the praise of what they were giving. I'm excited to see their steel cage match next week, Bayley versus Becky. It was stale, honestly. Part of Raw was stale, especially with Mia Yim Michin Mia Yim, when she had her matchup against Io Sky, the crowd was quiet. Lorray was there. Like, I don't know what happened, man. What is going on? The fans, what's going on? Like, you guys were quiet. You guys was too fucking quiet. No, man, come on. You gotta get into Raw, man. I shout out to Chad Gable's another one that is not really giving his props and everything overall what he has done. Do we see them turning as faces? Of course, the Alpha Academy. I'm intrigued. I'm excited if they do. If they turn face, I wouldn't mind it. I like it. I like this. I'm loving the fact that we're seeing these tag teams now getting more up there, getting more involved. I know they're pressuring Rumor Your Window to take away the belts from the Usos, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I don't see it happening, but I'm loving the story so far of what I'm getting. Yes, it was because, it happens to WWE fans too, man. It does. It does happen. It was an unfortunate, quiet night for Monday Night Raw, but me as a fan watching the television, I was really excited for it. I was really happy for Raw. I wasn't disappointed, honestly. One thing, of course, getting the tease with the Hurt Business, reuniting, and it feels so good. Hopefully it does. I hope it does happen. We get the reuniting of the Hurt Business. Of course, we've been seeing that tease, for the last couple of weeks, with the background of MVP talking to Shelton and Cedric Alexander. Of course, he cost their matchup of them. I believe it was a Street Profits where they faced, costing the matchup. A lot of things that happened, but I'm hoping we get to see, the reunion of the Hurt Business, because, mind you, and shout out to Clarkson Wrestling Podcast. Go watch them on this past Friday, as they mentioned that the Hurt Business was a faction before the Bloodline was completed as a faction. So I wouldn't mind seeing the Hurt Business feuding with the Bloodline. Oh, that would be. Oh, where's Nettie? Get some Nettie here. Yes, that would be so Nettie. The Bloodline versus the Hurt Business. Oh, damn it, Papa H, make it happen.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
Yes, give us what we want, damn it. Hopefully it does happen. But like I said, I'm excited. Looking forward to see how this is going to turn out to be. Now, with the Alexa Bliss situation, I really want to know everybody's thoughts about it. Should she really convert back into that, Alexa Bliss that we saw with Wyatt? We're seeing it with Uncle Howdy. We're getting that tease. Of course, he showed up again on Raw right towards the entrance. Are you guys invested of seeing Alexa Bliss returning towards that character, or should she go back to her snotty old school day character, or find something different to do? I like the fact how they're booking her though with Bianca. And one thing, shout out to the crowd. At least the crowd was really, really cheering on for Bianca Belair. I really enjoyed that for her. But I really don't know what route they're going with this. I know they're booked for the Rumble already, of course. I hope with the route with Alexa, I don't know what's going to occur. Something tells me that, which was rumor in your window, ladies and gentlemen. I'm quoting that. Rumor in your window, okay? This is the dirt sheets. F them dirt sheets. That's right. Bottom. So, but they're planning to do pretty much developing this WrestleMania story. The storyline heading into WrestleMania between Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt. If that is the case, this is probably the reason why we're seeing Alexa Bliss getting those flashbacks. Oh my God, all the flashbacks. And, getting Uncle Howdy, you want to just let the hate flow through you. Like, you just want it, to happen. I think Alexa will give us another version. With Bray Wyatt. I like the booking. I hate that they're putting Bray and Alexa back together in the story. I wanted a twisted Harley Quinn. Yes, I wouldn't mind that either. But something tells me that maybe somehow if they're taking this to Mania, that something tells me that Alexa Bliss is going to be the one involved. And something tells me that Wyatt is going to be the one saving her Harley Quinn, if you get, what I'm saying. So maybe that could be the case, saving, Alexa from Uncle Howdy. If they're heading towards that direction, I'm invested. I am, because now you're putting Alexa in the middle towards it. Would it keep her away from a Mania moment, like a matchup, for example? No, I don't think so. I think she'll get a Mania match, of course. But if this is where they're heading towards this direction down the line, heading into Mania, having Uncle Howdy versus Bray Wyatt, count me in. I want to see it. I really want to see how they're gonna do it and how they go along with it. So I am invested. I am.
Why don't you play games with me?
I'm not playing games, man. I'm just saying of what I'm seeing. I don't know. I'm just going what I'm seeing, Tribal Chief. Hold on. I have no idea, but we'll see down the line. But Rob was solid. Enjoyed it. Just the only thing was the crowd, of course, was kind of quiet. It wasn't that much interaction from the crowd. Maybe coming off of the holidays, of course, there's a lot of things happening, of course, around the world. But I'm invested for Raw. Can't wait for SmackDown, see what's going to happen. The tag team tournaments for SmackDown, I'm looking forward for that. Man, I'm just hoping. I just can't wait. Royal Rumble is heading this way. I know another thing as well in regards to the Cody Rhodes, him announcing that he declares himself to be in the Royal Rumble. People were not much excited. Some people were kind of excited because the fact is, why would you want to announce yourself at the Royal Rumble? You could have just kept yourself as the best secret to come in. But what for? I mean, it's the worst, best kept secret. We all know he's going to show up anyways. All those video, packages, him, rebuilding himself, rebuild, like we already see, kind of like what kind of reminds me of the Hunter one. If you guys could go way back, like when Hunter torn his ACL, MCL, how they were doing little, packages of Hunter. We must build him. We must just repackage him. We must redesign him. We gotta build him better, make him stronger, faster. I mean, it's kind of seeing that almost. I know it's different because it's more like a storytelling, meaning and the surgery recovery, the injury, how did it all happen? More like an emotional story of a comeback from, the son of a plumber is what we're seeing. Now the speculations is with all this, Cody announcing that he's coming back, are we going to see Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble? That's the biggest question that everybody has. Are we going to see Cody winning? I don't know. We might see it. We may not. Because there's, of course, other plans that they may probably have. Maybe we will see the return. I mean, maybe they're heading in the direction with Dwayne Rock Johnson. We don't know. On this one, I could tell you, I'd rather not know and just wait until what happens at the Rumble. If Cody wins, so what? So be it. It's the obvious. So why not? Why not make it a worst, best kept secret? I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it at all. I'll be shocked if it's a different winner. If it's not Cody, if it ain't Dwayne, who could it be? Who could it be? I will be shocked if they head up to another direction. But then again, I will not be mad. So I'm really, really excited for coming up for Royal Rumble. It's one of my favorite, pay-per-view, PLE events, premium live events of the year. So I'm really excited for that. I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what they're going to do with Raw. We'll see. Upcoming, storylines. So far, there's been what I believe announced 2 matches. I believe so. But we'll see. I have to wait to see. All right. Let's move on to, of course, NXT, baby. 2.0, how the Tribal Chief would say. NXT 2.0, baby. Yes, that's right. It is 2.0. But I can tell you this. I am loving right now of NXT.
I love it.
Me too, Leo. I'm actually falling for it little by little. Shout out to Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Axiom, and Apollo. Great fucking tag match. Those four, man, you want to talk about a banger. Now that was a banger. I'll tell you that right now. Go back and look at that. Because, oh, man. See, it's like 3.0 now. 3.0, yes. It's a whole different version, man, but I love it, man. If you guys haven't seen it, go back and watch that tag match. That was fantastic. And it was.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. I'll go back and look at it. Trust me what I'm telling you. I am not lying. That match was really, really, really.
That was Uzi.
And it was Uzi. I'll tell you that. It was a Uzi matchup. The shock of the night. Did not expect for me to see Sol Aruka defeating Alba Fire. Oh man, people have not seen Sol Aruka. Go back and look at her. That finishing move. That, oh my god, it looks like a shooting star RKO, man. I tell you that. Not the one from Matt Sydal and Randy Orton, but Jesus, this woman has really been impressing me. Even on Level Up, even though I'm catching up, highlights here and there. But so Ruka, I'm watching you, girl. Great job. I mean, it was a good match. Even though I know Isla Dawn kind of more, a little bit of interference there, but I like this. I really like this. Keep an eye on So Ruka, ladies and gentlemen. Great win for her. That was a great pickup. Now, I don't know where they're going with how they're going to end up with this triple threat match at NXT Vengeance between, Gigi. I mean, Toxic Attraction, pretty much. I don't know how this is going to end up. I really don't know how JC Jane and Gigi Dolan. I'm hoping they put a banger of a match when the triple threat happens. I hope they don't separate these two. It looks like it's heading towards that route, but I don't want to see that. No, because then Shawn Michaels, I'm going to
Fickle. They're fickle.
I'm going to throw some fickle on your ass because no, I will not separate them at all. Keep them together because especially, man, they're, even though I know with no Mandy Rose there, they're still hot, they're still a great tag team, a great duo. Why not? I just hope they don't really separate these two women, man. They have done, an incredible job since coming together, since the formation of, Toxic Attraction. So hopefully we'll see. But I don't know where they're going with the story. I don't know how the ending of the triple threat match will be. Of course, the other thing that I wanted to, Grayson Waller, man. I've been saying it. Something tells me, I don't know. Something tells me that Braun Breaker might lose this championship to Grayson Waller, man. I see that happening. I think so. I just got a bad feeling that we might see this. I don't know. Something tells me that it's going to happen. I'm really excited for Vengeance Day. Like I said, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to how this is going to turn out to be. And of course, great to see Tyler Bate back. Man, missed that man. I see face Javier Bernal, but Mr. Bernal, you got to do a little bit of work there, buddy. You could have took that Tiger Driver 96. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, didn't look right. Then it was bad for Mr. Bernal there, but good for of course Tyler Bate. Good to see him back. So we'll see. NXT. I'm invested. I'm invested in NXT. I'm continue to keep an eye on it. I do like the E Hardware storyline with the locker room. I'm liking that. So like I said, I am looking forward to seeing how this is going to turn out to be for sure. So keep an eye on NXT, folks. You don't sleep on them. I guarantee you that. All right, another news, ladies and gentlemen, because before we close out the show here for today, of course, we do have the coming up this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, and that is, of course, New Japan, and that we're going to have New Japan versus Noah coming up this Saturday. And keep an eye on that, as that will be on Wrestle Universe, of course. You have Team LIJ. That's right, LIJ versus Team Congo, of course, from Noah. So individual matches that are happening there. So I am excited to see that. The card itself is going to be great. So keep an eye on it, of course. You're going to see Kanoa versus main event. Kanoa versus, Tetsuya Naito. Looking forward to it. What's going on, Brian? Good to Willow Star. Love Tony Sorrell's your turn because she does a beast. Love his match with Darby. Bandito's amazing. And Brian thinks the best. Yes, I agree, Mr. Cook. Best wrestler in the world. Well, we need Tony Khan. You need to fucking book Brian fucking Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. Give us that
aggression.
You gotta give it to us, man. You have to give us that. But yes, do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, tune in this Saturday, of course, of January 21st. New Japan versus Noah, and that is LIJ Los Ingobernables de Japón versus Congo. So look, keep an eye on that. If you have Amiibo.com, you can purchase it there, or you have New Japan World, you can see it there as well. Just keep an eye on that because I am excited. Aren't you, Naito? Aren't you a little bit excited for this?
Tranquilo.
Pero tranquilo. I'll be just a little. I'll do the best that I can do. Tranquilo. And of course, this Sunday as well, January the 22nd, ladies and gentlemen, as you do have, is the goodbye of the great Muta, Keiji Muto, as he will be exiting out this Sunday, of course, happening in Pro Wrestling Noah. Of course, the main event is right there, right next to me. You see it here. It is the great Muta, Stang, and Darby Allin versus Hakushi, Akira, and Marufuji. Now, this match is going to be one hell of a show, man. So what's going on, Ricky Williams? How are you? So let's see, what is a twist streak? Oh, okay. I like that. Before we get to this, Noah, but I just to answer Ricky's question here. Yes, I like that too. I wouldn't mind seeing the street joining the Hurt Business. Oh my God, this will be a hell of a faction too, man. Just to see that, I wouldn't mind that either. That is something that I will be invested, truly invested. But the question is, seeing them heels. I mean, that's something that, would it benefit the Profits to be heels? I mean, mind you, don't forget that Profits might, with, Montez Ford and Bianca, I think they're having their own reality show. Would it benefit them? Would it hurt them? Not quite sure. I mean, maybe so. And also, let's see what Ricky in the comments here. Also, they're doing a female NWO. Yeah, I know. I was just talking about it earlier. If you go back and rewind a little bit, you'll see of what I actually give. I digress about that. Not happy about it. Same old story, reminiscing WCW. Yeah, I just don't want to see that. Mind-boggling, I can tell you that with Ricky. So yes, don't forget this Sunday, January 22nd, the Great Muta's final goodbye. As of course, I'll be teaming up. I really was not expecting this to be a 6-man tag. All of us were expecting to see the Great Muta versus Sting as a one-on-one, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. So we're getting this, of course, and it's insane because Keiji Muto, having these incredible feuds that he had with Sting, that he had with Hakushi. People that are not familiar with Hakushi, of course, go back and look at the days of the Great Muta and Hakushi. Rumble next week. Who show up? Right is right. We don't know who will show up, Chris. Thank you so much for tuning in as well, because we're almost towards the end here. We don't know who's going to show up. I'm looking forward to it myself as well. But yes, go back and look at the New Japan feud between the Great Muta and Hakushi. They had phenomenal feuds, phenomenal matches, no pun intended, AJ Styles. And of course, Akira as well, another great feud. I I think Akira and Darby is going to be a great chemistry right there. I'm looking forward to how that's going to work out. And this is something in the history books for Darby as well. I mean, this is something it's big. I mean, you're involved in the retirement matchup, this last matchup, for Keiji Muto, the great Muto. This is an honor and a privilege that you're having along with an icon, a legend of Sting, the biggest feud that he had with Great Muta, teaming up versus two other great legends like Hakushi and Marufuji, Akira and Darby. Something tells me that they're gonna rock the house, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. All right, let me see who get in the comments. Oh, you're deleting yours. So Chris Williams is deleting his Twitter next Saturday. I don't want to see no spoilers. Well, make sure next Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, I'll announce it. Next Saturday, make sure you subscribe to Clark's Wrestling Podcast. Of course, the COD family will be there as Clark's Wrestling Podcast will be doing their watch-along Royal Rumble. Of course, having alongside with the DOM of podcasting, of course, Mr. Dom, Psycho Philly Psycho from Top Rope Wrestle Talk, and the Banger Podcast of Tim King, of course, will be there, and hopefully Mr. Universal, Nick Dieterding will be there, and De Niro will be there. But yes, no worries, no spoilers, man. But if you want to watch the watch along, you come along, watch it on Clark's Wrestling Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to Clark's Wrestling Podcast, ST for abbreviation, because they'll be there as well watching. They'll be doing the watch along live, and so stay tuned for that. But yes, like I said, this is people. If you're not, of course, have the WrestleUniverse.com. Get it because you might want to see this upcoming event that's coming to you this Sunday. And this is the first time we're going to see Sting in Japan as well. So I am truly invested of this is going to turn out to be. I'm looking forward to see how this is going to be. I am really, and hopefully it'll turn out to be good. Okay, let's see. Look at this stuff. See what if Jacob Fatu showed me? No, I don't see that happening. Never know. If he does, good. Never know. But no, he's not showing up on Monday because he has to be here in California because he's in PCW Ultra. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, PCW Ultra. Do not forget as well to get your tickets. Go to our description below for all your SoCal Pro Wrestling fans. Go to PCWUltra.com for more ticket information. As the 7-year anniversary, we'll be there in attendance. Jacob Fatu will be there defending the PCW World Title versus Black Taurus, and Viva versus Islamovich for the PCW Ultra Women's Title. The Ultra Lightweight Title, of course, Jay Vidal versus, of course, Davey Richards. So a lot of excitement coming to you guys here in SoCal. So make sure you guys tune in. Two more things that I just wanted to go ahead and that I'm looking at here. Of course, very brief before we end the show. Of course, we did get the news that Yvonne Dudley has resigned from WWE, so he's no longer a producer. So, I mean, I don't know what's next for Yvonne. I mean, of course, I think reuniting with Bully Ray possibly see a reunion, a team, a Dudley Boys reunion. We'll probably see. I mean, who knows? I mean, we might get a reunion coming soon. I think since I know Devon was not allowed to go to the Philly event that they had all the ECW originals. I know he was unfortunately was not allowed, so it is an unfortunate. So we'll see. How Lord Artis would say. Best featured endeavors, pal. Yeah, best featured. But, he did a fantastic job. Shout out to Devon, man. And shout out to Joe from the Ring Podcast because they had him on the show as well. So if you want to go look at that fantastic conversation, subscribe to Joe from the Ring, Joe from TV. They did a great job on that as well. And, of course, a lot of upcoming things coming up. I guess coming up next week. Of course, we do have Dynamite coming up as we're on the road to Royal Rumble. Make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys tune in to Monday Night Raw. Looking forward to seeing Monday Night Raw as well. How's this going to happen as we're heading on the road to the Royal Rumble? We're about a week away, ladies and gentlemen, almost to the Royal Rumble. I am excited, and I'm pretty sure you guys are excited. I am too. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm here solo bolo today, but it was a great show today. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for tagging along with me here solo-wise. I want to thank everybody in the chat room. I appreciate you guys so much. But you know, it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time, because you know what it is. You know what time it is. It is that time.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
It's about that time for me to roll out of here, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to go ahead and thank everyone once again for tuning in here, and for everybody in the chat. Much love to Dom, Devin, of course, Bakley, Chris, Ricky. Appreciate you all guys for tuning in, and thank you for all the love and support you guys, give over here to the COD. If you're not subscribed, if you're a listener or watching us, hit that like button below. Hit that subscribe button and get that bell for notification. See our weekly shows that we have here. We do have our weekly shows at Flagship Thursdays. We do have our MMA episodes, which we will have one coming up tomorrow. We're back with another MMA episode as we're going to be giving our predictions for UFC 283 as Glover Teixeira versus Jamal Hill. So make sure you guys tune in for that. For all you MMA fans, we'll give our prediction with Coach Rage and the Modest of Pain, of course, for Championship on the Line podcast. And maybe I'll come in on Saturday afternoon, possibly so, to give hey, what's going on? Mike Lopez, man? By God of the MVP of podcasting there, our producer, our Vato, our man, our guy right there, Money Mike Lopez, ladies and gentlemen. We miss him here on the show. But yes, of course. So we'll be back for that tomorrow. We'll be giving our predictions for that show. So I'm looking forward for that. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see about coming on Saturday. Hopefully I can get you guys maybe a preview of giving our predictions for Sunday's great card. I'm looking forward for it. Vatos Locos for Life. I said, that's right. You already know. You already know, my brother. You already know. One more thing that I wanted to very brief, because I need to remind everybody, because before I forget, I need to actually get the damn flyer, because somebody didn't give me the damn flyer, but I'll go ahead and got to get it here myself. Always losing this flyer. But yes, before I'm gone, ladies and gentlemen, for all you SoCal Pro Wrestling fans that are watching or listening, make sure you go this Sunday. Come to Hollywood. Come down and come and enjoy a free show, and come see some Fate Destroy right there, ladies and gentlemen, as they'll be headlining the event at the Whiskey Go-Go on Sunset Boulevard in West Hollywood, California, Sunday, January 22nd. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's free, all ages. Of course, to make sure, come on down and come see the director, rock it out with his you-know-what out. And alongside, of course, with FDS, they're going to be headlining there. So I will be there. So if you guys want to come down, say hello. Say hi, how are you? Let's have a drink together. Why not? So I'll be there this Sunday supporting the director himself. Of course, don't forget, subscribe to this man, Suplexology, of course. Shout out to Money Mike Lopez, of course, that he's done fantastic documentaries. And especially the recent one with the Wrestling Guy Store. Check that one out. That was a great one as well. So might be here from another Money Mike Lopez, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully we'll see him back soon, hopefully. But yes, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back tomorrow for MMA. Hopefully see you in the weekend. Talk some New Japan. We'll see how the schedule goes. And, of course, next week, 138, giving predictions for the Royal Rumble and Dynamite and much more. I am excited. Rumble week, baby. Aren't you guys excited? Because I am. But once again, like I was mentioning, ladies and gentlemen, to everybody, the listeners, to all the, who are watching this, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification below. and subscribe to us. No, saludos a Latinoamérica que nos está escuchando, nos está viendo aquí en nuestro canal de YouTube. Le agradecemos todo el apoyo y el soporte que nos han dado. Gracias por todo. No se nos olvide de suscribir a nuestro canal de YouTube. Síganos, la campana para que agarren las notificaciones y para que vean nuestros capítulos que tenemos aquí para ustedes. Saludos a todos de Colombia, Nicaragua, Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, México, a Brasil, Honduras, todos ustedes. Gracias por todo el apoyo. For all our European listeners, thank you so much. Shout out to Australia, Ireland. Shout out to the UK, Belgium, everybody out there, Vietnam, of course, the Philippines, everybody out there, all over the world. Thank you for listening to us. Like I said, man, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in here. This is the host of TV's One I've Been Seeing. Of course, remember that the Bloodline of Podcasting and the COD, the Wrestling Delorean, and of course the League, the Wolfpack, and the Suplexology. And if they Fake the Story, don't just podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We make history. Good night, everybody.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang! Yes!